It's in the notes, and as an FYI, I did get a call from Lisa Evans today, who is assistant to Dana Crawford. Said that she was going to be in contact with Paul Glenn, the architect, and she would be getting back to TURA next week. They have some groundwork that they're still needing to complete. They'll be back and for TURA. Which will basically be contacting me next week. That information will be disseminated to everyone. The other thing we were going to be looking at this evening was an application by Teddy Wilson on behalf of the Trinidad Smokehouse for the facade improvement incentive application. However, he did call late this afternoon to let me know that he was ill and didn't feel that it would be appropriate for him to be coming out in public. Okay. So that's the status of that. The other thing was the city of Trinidad. We do have our first quarter bill from them for $3,000. We did agree we are and we're a participant on that planning assistant position. We're happy to have TURA as our planning assistant.
Yep.
And so one of the things that I wanted to mention, and that'll go when I get to these dates and schedules or stuff to talk about it. That's really, as I feel quite important tonight. But that bill is in there. So TURA, I guess I'll just mention it this way. Nothing can be done about it. But TURA is the planning assistant. I guess that's exactly what you are.
Yes.
And I did mention in the notes for tonight that one of the things we might want to, could happen. I don't know if it would be agreeable to you, and I don't know if the city would have any problem, but in the past, executive directors that TURA had was city staff. And so, as close as you are to TURA with that, in that position, quite possibly that you could be the executive director of TURA. It's not going to be much out of or beyond what you're doing from the planning. A suggestion, that's up to TURA and you in the future, and I guess
My bosses.
the bosses, yeah.
I'd have to check with my bosses.
Yeah, that would have to be, and in fact, TURA, maybe through the end of the month before I'm out the door, I can talk with them as well, because the ED, executive director for Urban Renewal Authority, was city staff in the past, but those were actually just, they funneled them in through how, it was just part of their stuff. And we do have a cooperation agreement. I guess I got to get you that copy as well.
Yeah.
We do have a cooperation agreement that the city has did provide those services in the past, but those were actually on a free basis, if you want to call it that. Since the departure of Greg's son in September of 2019, I've been the one that has taken on the duties of administrative and those things for urban renewal. Mm-hmm. So that's just something that may need to be considered into the future. And again, it would be whether or not, because an executive director can be put in position, but it's sort of somewhat of a defeat of the purpose, because we do have somebody on city staff who is quite familiar with a lot of stuff. So it's just something to be mentioned. That may and may not fit the bill, and may be able to just operate the way we are now, or have been, but with the assistance of the city planning assistant. So it can work itself out, but it's just there is stuff that sort of has to be a part of. So that we're going to be kicking that can forward to pay the city, and I'll explain to them that it'll have to be done in the next meeting, that there's everybody available to be able to approve that $3,000 for our first quarter payment. They figured, because I had asked what was the best payment method that the city would like, and they said quarterly would work out, so we don't have to fund it 12 months in advance from month to month. Quarterly is a lot more convenient. Nothing else to use.
Just texting back and forth with Carl a little bit, and he just said there's no new stuff going on, but that facade, I'm trying to get a date on when to start on that. So.
Okay. All right. And then the other thing that we actually listed number 5 on the work session today, I did lay out what should happen over the course of the months of the year for urban renewal. And January, it's required that the budget for the year be filed with the Department of Local Affairs. I have all that information now. I will have the 2025 budget filed with them, and I'll get that in by its deadline by the end of the month. The only component I needed was the financial report. That way, because I have to show what year-end numbers are as well as the 2 prior years. So all that will be sent to DOLA. I'll have that done by the end of the year. So 2025 is covered. February is when we, by our bylaws, is our annual meeting. And at the annual meeting, that is where the election of the chairman and the vice chairman occur. So you'll be the vice chairman at that point. You'll bring the meeting.
So your term is up February 3rd?
My term is up on the February the 3rd. In fact, they are all set up like that. If you look at it, I believe all of them are, we meet second Thursday, but all of the terms end just about that part of the month. So, whoever's in line in the ensuing year, 26 or 27, whatever the case will be, it will be probably out by around February.
Are you, Luis, we had talked and you weren't too interested in being the...
I'll chair the meeting for February, and then we can have a vote for the entire board that's remaining, the other two members that aren't here tonight, and let them make nominees.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm kind of looking forward to anonymity.
Yeah.
And, but I do want to ask this of TURA and the city, and you as well, Ed, with you for the next agenda for February 3rd meeting that we put on there, and if you'll come back for that meeting to be recognized for 10 years of service during renewal.
Absolutely.
I think that is something that needs to be done for your service, and we'll put you on the...
It won't be February 3rd, will it?
No, it'll be
13th,
February
I believe.
13th. Yeah, 13th. And so to be recognized as 10 years of service to our organization,
Yeah.
probably we could put you first of the agenda, after the pomp and circumstance of the minutes and the approval and all that stuff. Could be the first subject if you would be willing to do so.
Well, just let me check my dance card and just see how things are going.
Can't say no.
And then I'll get a hold of you, Tara, to see how about moving forward with
Yeah.
something, a nice token or something.
Yeah, not a problem.
Great.
Okay, and with that change, when that happens, one of the things that'll need to happen is something has to go, the authorized signatures for the bank accounts has to be changed over at InBank. You're on there right now. But the way that's been in the past is chairman, vice chairman, and the city finance director
Yeah.
are all the authorized signatures on there. So whoever it is, you'll have to make up provisions to get the change on there. Take me out and put somebody else in place. August, September, October is the beginning points of creating budget for the next year. Usually September is the best point to do it. That way it can begin September, kick it around first, October, final discussion on it. Then in November, set a hearing in order to have it's required by law, public hearing. Have that in November. And in November also, there's a renewal of contracts for Earthmop and Harris Associates for the next year. If in fact that's the desire, but that's what's the scheduling, because those are January renewals. December requires the resolution on for the approval of the budget. And only thing else we got to remember is that the time clock. There's 3 years on it. Just have to remember on that contract for the land that we sold to Kip Hamden for the building of the dealership. Something has to transpire by 12/31 of 27. So somewhere in the months prior to 2027, if we haven't begun construction or doing whatever has to be done to extinguish that, and there'll have to be future arrangements for that. Okay. I did also put on that list, I did show the information for Paul Benedetti, our TURA attorney that we use services for. And then the consulting firm of Ayers and Associates. And Mike Scholl is the guy that we work with, but there are others on staff. So that's the information I leave out there. Obviously, I'm findable. Anything that I have, all the records that I have will be provided, turned over to the city. Everything we have is basically electronic on so all the, everybody's got their agendas in the past. So
Right.
if you have availability of that, you'd be able to look at it. But that's it. And then, we would talk about board vacancies, which is now, as we can see tonight, how critical it is to have the numbers.
Mhm.
So a question for you, since you have all that history, the board was set up for 7 board members.
Yes.
It's hard enough to fill the 7. What would be the complexities of changing the bylaws to a 5 board member urban renewal, or is that allowed by law?
It has to be, that's according to state statute,
Okay.
and that's based upon that would be a decision up to the city of Trinidad. But it's not changeable, we can't go anything less than that. The only other alternative is if we would do anything that we become subject to House Bill 1348, that actually explodes it, takes it to us to have 11 or 13 member board.
Right.
Because you have to have representatives from all the taxing districts that are affected by it. So if we make any change, because we came together, this board.
Prior
was-
to 1348.
Prior to 1348, but if we have to do anything to make any changes that could trigger that expands the board number to almost double of what we have now. And that's what raises concerns for me,
Mhm.
is if you require that number, you don't have it.
Yeah.
It's where do you actually get to transact any kind of business, because trying to fill that board is gonna be very difficult.
And one question I have about that is there a way maybe we could change the people that have to be in the city? Remember they were saying you have to have certain city people in here and a certain amount of people in the county. Is there a way we could change that?
We can't, City of Trinidad has to change it. That's by ordinance. There was an ordinance, or no, resolution, I'm sorry. But the resolution requires, when it was said, there, 7-member board with at least 5 from the City of Trinidad, residents of the City of Trinidad. And it does say that if they wanted to appoint, if City Council wants to, the governing board wants to appoint City Council members, only 1 can be there. The alternative is if they wanted to reorganize it, they could say City Council is now the Urban Renewal Authority. And they could become the Urban Renewal Authority of the City of Trinidad. That can, there are municipalities that the City Council, or but the governing board of the city is the Urban
They're the
Renewal
ones who-
Authority. That can happen. But like I say, there's a lot of complexities to it. So the changes, they're there based upon the.
I was just gonna say, there's some people that I was gonna ask, and I said, oh, they're living
Living
in
in
the
the
county.
county.
Yeah.
And it says, oh, I was gonna ask this guy, and I says, what do you think about doing? Oh, they live in the county.
Yeah, and all those,
That's about three different people
yeah,
on this.
and all those requirements, so those are, the city clerk's office is aware of those. They've got all the resolutions and all the applicable paperwork for the formation. The formation of urban renewal actually happened in 1964. It was just revitalized in 2015. So urban renewal in Trinidad goes back that many years. It was just a it was termed revitalization, but it's reorganization and brought back to life. It existed, but it was dormant for all those years.
Well, one of the things that, like for me, just as far as just board members, I think of just people that are concerned for the city. There's people that are, they're either outspoken, oh, I do this, no, I don't want to get involved, type of thing. They're just, you have those at your every meeting you go to. But they tell you what to do and everything like that, but they don't have anonymity, like you're talking about that. And but the people that I was thinking of, you know, of course, they didn't meet the criteria as far as being in the county. They had that, they're concerned for the city, but they're not, you know, loudmouths and, you know, and troublemakers. But that's my criteria. And so, and that's what I think would work here, you know, and then people not just go along and get along, but at the same time, people that are concerned for the welfare of the city, and it's not an ego thing. And that's my criteria. It's really not that difficult. But also too, that people would be here, you know, and you know, there's things that come up. I've been fortunate to be late a couple times, but I haven't missed any.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to make sure that people have that type of responsibility too. So that's you know, and those people are hard to find. I just have come to find out.
Oh, it is. It's I think all the boards and commissions are light.
I think the only one that's not right now, city council.
Wow.
Is where planning and zoning's down, HPC's down. They're merging a couple of boards together to be one board instead of multiple boards. We have a lot of boards.
Yeah.
We have 12, I think, altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're merging 2 or 3 of them together.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been difficult. I mean, it's you know, but it's gotten more difficult as the years have progressed.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know and so you know, again, you see how we're affected tonight, because we can't really, and like I say, what we're doing now is just an unofficial discussion of things.
Sure.
But there's certain stuff that,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
had
right.
it not been for you know, me making my exit, we'd have just called it.
And-
You know, we'd have never gone this far. It would have been a done deal. But we're, like I said, there's nothing we can do to actually business or transact. Basically, we can't do it because we don't have the necessary number of people here to do it. But
And what about this young man over here? Is he here just as a guest, or?
I'm here to gather information, just see exactly what you folks are doing. She said I might want to stop by the meeting tonight. My name's Nick Mastrotti. I'm trying to set up a contracting business here in town. So I just wanted to see exactly what the Urban Renewal Authority does, like what establishes it, where it gets its footing, what you're exactly you guys are trying to achieve, and see if there's any way that I can assist in all that.
Okay. Well, we just didn't want you, if we just bug out, we didn't even say hi.
No, you're good. I mean, I get it if you can't do work. Like, if you don't have enough people to do business, no point in staying here.
Yeah, usually the two that are usually here, so.
yeah, it's just, you know, unusual circumstances today. So if you get a hold of me, we can discuss it.
Okay.
Call me at my office, come by my office, Grego Insurance, and I can give you some, you know, tell you what the best I can about what urban renewal is.
Okay. Do you remember me, Mr. Grego?
I think I do.
Yeah, Evelyn Soy is my grandmother on the other side.
Yeah.
So we've done stuff before.
Down the Moho Park.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember you. Well, nice to see you again.
Likewise, I'm back in Trinidad again
Well, good.
after about 12 years. So
Welcome home.
We like hearing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, come call me and I can give you some rundown on it. You know, maybe we could interest you in becoming a board member.
yeah, we'll see what the authority. Like I said, we'll see how everything works and what the responsibilities are. I got 2 businesses I'm running now, so free time is not really a thing.
I just got out of 14 boards and 3 businesses that I still run. Don't give me no excuses.
Yeah, but I want to maintain my sanity.
Being on this board will not put you in a new tax bracket.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, just one last thing, you had to make sure that you will promise to be able to be available to come see us, and then I'll be in touch with you before the end of the month for going over the next month's agenda and walking me through any technical issues that I need to know running the meeting as vice chair.
okay.
But-
Well, I can tell you now, what you're gonna need to do for next month is be almost a duplication of what's
Right.
here tonight. We haven't, you know, none of this got to happen. So what'll happen next month is almost a duplication of what it is. So
We don't have any time frame, or the city of Trinidad having to call a special meeting to get that payment paid.
No, I don't think we'll put in any financial straits if we don't give them that money. So I think it'll work out.
I would like to be paid, but that's okay, not, we'll be fine.
Well, informally, thank you for 10 years, Mr. Gray.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's been an honor to be with you.
Yeah, and like I say, I'm around if I'm needed for anything, obviously, you know, I can only give my opinions on stuff, there's nothing else that I can do, but, you know,
That means a lot.
I'll be around, I mean, it's not, and, you know, Tara, you'll needing me, you'll call, it's just there. So, you know, will you be able to construct these minutes for?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, you know, so it's, you know, actually better times are on the horizon because there's an assistant to all this. So, you know, there are better times on the horizon, so from that aspect, and look, when I choose to leave.
Yeah, thanks for victifying time.
I'd rather you not, but I understand.
Yes. So, yeah, but and again, last thing, and just mentioning, I did provide that facade document in here
Yeah.
for everybody's reference for the future, so if you, as you need it.
We'll need to have a contact for that gentleman as well to let him know we will be redoing that meeting then, right, for the not opera house, the smokehouse.
Oh, Ted? Yeah, he's aware, he said, if he asked actually if next month would be okay. He said he's ill and, you know, didn't want to see us inconvenience, but he didn't feel that, you know, he was feeling well enough to be here and understandable, so.
Yeah.